Hi, welcome to my weekly video. All successful people share one powerful characteristic: hunger for success and a desire for development, growth, and progress. My name is Vitin Landivan and welcome to my show. Today I want to talk to you about the secret. I was listening to this marketing guru. His name is Russell Brunson, and he was saying how when he makes his programs to sell, he loves to use the word secret. And the secret to marketing, the secret to this, the secret to that. And he said it's very effective and very successful. And I was thinking about it, how we human beings seems to love to find out those secrets, right? We want to know the secret sauce to this, the secret formula to that. I guess because we are lazy and we're always looking for the best, fastest way, the quick way to get results. And I also know about this book, a very popular book. It's called The Secret. This book was sold about 30 million copies actually, and it was translated in 50 languages. So it's an extremely popular book, and even they made a movie out of it. Also, The Secret. And the same day, I was listening to a podcast, and this speaker was talking about the movie Kung Fu Panda Part 1, and some of the lessons he learned from that movie, and it got me very curious. So I went home, I told my wife about it, and it was Saturday. So after we came back from dinner, I took her out. I said, honey, let's watch Kung Fu Panda Part 1. And she goes, what? A cartoon? I said, please. Because last time we watched this movie was when our kids were small. Anyway, she says, okay, let's watch it. And we did. And it was a beautiful experience, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. This panda, he was a typical, ordinary bear. He was kind of fat and a bit lazy and slow, and you may say very ordinary. He didn't have too many talents. He's actually like a teenager or young adult, right? He felt very insecure about himself. He had few complexes. His self-confidence was basically down, low self-esteem, and he had a hard time believing in himself. His father had a plan for his life already to take over the noodle business. It was a business that his grandfather and great-grandfather had carried through generations, and the plan was for Panda to take over this business. But Panda loved Kung Fu, and he loved to practice, but he was really clumsy. So his friends make fun of him. He was mocked, and he didn't really have any skills, you may say. At the same time, his little kingdom of animals, they were being attacked by this evil tiger who had escaped from prison. And they were looking for the dragon warrior who was going to fight this evil tiger and defeat him and save the little country. And Panda was chosen to do that. And nobody believed he could. Nobody believed it was possible. Everybody thought it was a mistake to choose somebody like Panda to be trained to become the dragon warrior. He was too ordinary. And that's one of the first lessons in the movie. And there is a quote that says, no one is ordinary. It's just a matter of exercising your talents and developing your abilities. So that was the first little lesson that really spoke to my heart. No one is ordinary. It's a matter of developing your talents and your skills. Panda starts the training, and he's having, a little bit of a difficulty because he had many regrets about the past, and he was very worried about the future and what was going to happen, and he couldn't even concentrate on his training because he was always living either in the past or in the present. And that's a real lesson also, because it's a reality for all of us. Human nature is such that we seem to live most of the time regretting or upset or about something that happened in the past, which we cannot change. worrying about a future that many times seems so uncertain, right? And we forget to live in the present. So Panda had to learn that lesson as well. He had to learn to live more in the present so that he could benefit from the training he was receiving. And there is one quote in that movie that kind of makes this lesson very clear. And the quote says, I'm going to read it to you. It says, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. This is why it's called the present. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so Panda learns to live in the present. And then comes the third lesson, which is the most important one for me, and I think be a big help and a blessing to you as well. It's a lesson about belief, about believing in yourself, about the power of faith and the energy that lives inside of you. Because after his training, they go looking for the scroll. This old scroll was supposed to be written there, the formula and how to obtain these superhuman powers that he needed to defeat the enemy. So he goes looking for this scroll. Finally, they find it, and when they open the scroll, this old piece of paper was empty. What? Empty? And he asked his teacher, how can it be? Here is supposed to be written the formula of the superpower, the superhuman abilities that I need to get to defeat this enemy. And they were confused. They didn't know what to think. And the teacher looks at Panda in the eye and says, maybe the secret is that there is no secret. Wow. The secret is that there is no secret. What does it mean? Well, it means that the real power in a human being is already inside of you. Life has given you this power from the minute you were born. That inner strength, that unconquerable spirit, that faith, that determination of not giving up. And there is another quote comes in the movie about this. It says, to make something special, you must believe that it's special. And that is the power of faith. That's the power of belief. That's why you hear people saying, you must believe in yourself. You must believe you are unique. People who succeed in life, they have this quality. I mean, when you see these great people who get the gold medals in the Olympics, you know, these people, they've been practicing, because you often get rewarded in public for something that you practice for years and years and years in private. But at the same time, these people have this ability to see themselves years before it happens, getting the medal, winning the prize, achieving the goal. They visualize these winnings in their minds way, way, way before they actually do it. Because they have faith, because they believe in themselves. And they work towards their goals, and eventually they get them. So you must believe that you are unique. You must see it in your mind before you actually can get it in reality. Now, if you're a teenager or a young adult or starting in life, you probably don't feel very capable. Maybe you feel like Panda. Maybe you feel not worthy of love, of good things. Maybe you feel incapable. Maybe you are too concerned about what people think about you. Maybe you doubt your abilities. Your self-confidence is very low. And probably it's because you are listening to the wrong voice. I'm going to tell you one of my favorite stories. It's called The Two Wolves. I told this story many times before, maybe you remember. This old Cherokee Indian chief was talking to his grandson. And he said, grandson, inside of you there are two wolves. One is a bad wolf. He's angry and upset and jealous and envious, and he's full of hate and negative thinking and always giving up, and he wants to fight. And the second wolf is kind and loving and understanding and full of faith. He's self-confidence. He believes in himself and he never gives up. And these two wolves are always fighting. And this little boy looking at his grandfather asks, and who wins? And the grandfather says, the one that you feed the most. The one that you feed the most. Now, any leader will probably tell you about the same thing. Like, there are two voices inside of you. Like, some people call it the inner villain and the inner hero. I know this one leader who calls it the crazy bad girl and the crazy good girl. You know, it doesn't matter how you call these voices inside of you, there are always two voices. One is telling you, you're not good. Nobody likes you. Nobody believes in you. You're not good enough. Just give up. Just quit. And the second voice is telling you, you can do it. You will do it. Just believe. Keep trying. If you fall, get up again and do it again. And success in life many times comes down to which voice are you listening? Which one is the louder in the inner side of you? So remember, the power is inside of you. There is no real secret to success. Everyone has the ability and the capability to succeed in life. You just have to believe that you can and you will. You need to learn to tap into the power that is already inside of you. And always remember, success lives in the other side of your fears. And you need to learn to face your fears. Because most of them are not even real. They're just created by your self-limiting beliefs that you allowed in your life or that your environment gave you as you were growing up. Persistence and discipline beats talent any time of the day. So please, do not compare yourself to others. You are enough. One more question. What do you want from life? Do you want a life in your own terms? Do you want a life that you can be proud of? Then why don't you just save time? Why wait until you are 30 or 40 or 50 to start taking those steps to bring your life to the next level? You have to make that choice sooner or later. So why don't you start now? And the million-dollar question, think about this question I'm going to ask you right now. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Probably your mind is spinning right now. Ooh, if I could not fail, what would I do, right? You probably be thinking about having this great life and doing this and doing that, and you will be so full of faith and courage and determination because you know you cannot fail. And that belief will probably help you to succeed. There are no limits except the ones that you put upon yourself. And the quality of your life will always be determined by the quality of your thoughts. This is why it's so important to make sure you're listening to the right voice inside of you. Because probably, not probably, but most of us live far beyond our potential. Behind our potential, not beyond, behind. We have the potential to do so much more, but we don't. So we have to make that choice. We need to, in some ways, learn to reinvent ourselves. And it will cost you something. Wanting to change your life, wanting to take your life to the next level is not easy. You need to change your environment. You need to change your thoughts. Success is not magic. It's a result of a consistent pattern of behavior. I mean, you cannot solve the problems you have today with the same thinking that created the problems in the first place. You have to change the way you think. You have to change your environment. You have to change your life. Okay, I think it's getting time to finish this video. It's getting a bit long, but I was so happy to be with you today and share these thoughts about the secret. And I want to finish with my personal philosophy in life. I think everyone should have a philosophy. Maybe you do. Some specific thought or an idea that you really believe in and guides your life and guides your actions and principles by which you actually live by. And mine are these. I believe in faith, hope, and love. I believe that with faith, when you believe that all things are possible, you can accomplish great things. I believe that we should always have hope that beautiful things, great things, will be there waiting for us if we take the right steps to fight for our goals. And I believe that love is the greatest force in the world. And when you have love, nothing can stop you. There is hope, faith, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Anyway, thank you for being with me today. Have a beautiful day. See you next time. Bye-bye.